Welcome to my channel. Today I thought I would share the tiny ragdolls I've made with you. And as you can see here, I have quite the village of tiny ragdolls. I will bring the camera down and then I will start to introduce them. Okay, I'm back. I will start to introduce you to my different ragdolls. The very first ones I made were these three here. And they were made back in, oh gosh, I don't know, 2017 maybe, I can't quite remember. Anyway, the first one's Heather. And this little doll belongs to Hazel, my wooden bluette doll. They are all, they have little pantaloons and they have their dresses and their aprons and they actually have hearts embroidered onto their little chests. So that's Heather. And then I made Ivy, and this one is Peggy Sue's little doll. And then I made Dorothy Apple, who's well wrapped up here with her little hooded, and she's got a little woolen shawl. Everything is handmade. I made all their clothes, everything. And then I made Daphne, and she actually has a hat. She's actually got long hair and plaits. That's Daphne. And then I made Mavis / Maurice, who works for the Resistance and has different aliases. And then I made Abel. The last three were made in the beginning of 2019. I actually had a very productive year in 2019. I made Abel before we went to New Zealand. Abel was Henry's little doll, which I've shown you before, and that's his little carry bag. And then while in New Zealand, I made quite a few dolls. I had quite a lot of time to do things, and they were actually a good form of therapy. My dad had quite a bad accident while I was over there, and I ended up having to stay over there longer, which was good and bad. So I made Selma. Now these 8 dolls, all named after people I am either friends with or knew through my mum's residential dementia hospital. Anyway, Selma's actually a friend. She lives down the road from my dad. They're elderly friends of my dad's, but also of mine. And then Shirley's another lady who lives in the road that my dad lives in. He lives out in the country, so houses are quite sparse, quite a long way apart from each other. And she does art, and I spent a bit of time with her. She has matching underwear that I've made. And then we have Jill, who's a friend of mine. She's been a friend since I had my son, so we've been friends for over 30 years. She's got little matching undies on. And this is Renee. She was a lady in the rest home with my mum. As you can see, they've got little hearts on their chests. She's got matching undies. And then this one is Rose. This is named after my friend Rosemary, who doesn't have orange hair, but I just thought it was a fun colour. And she's also got matching undies. I think, no, I didn't put the dates on these ones. And then this is Ellie, a friend of mine. She doesn't have blue hair, but that's who I named her after. And then we have Lucy, who's just called Lucy because I wanted to call her Lucy. She's not named after anybody. She's got the little undies on. And then this is Barbara, who was the mother of one of my horse riding friends. She used to run Pony Club. And Selma, Barbara, Dad, Brian, who is Selma's husband, and I all used to meet up for a lovely afternoon tea. But sadly, I haven't been able to do that since 2019. So that's the first group of my tiny ragdolls. I'm now going to move them aside and I'll come back with the next lot. Right, so I'm back in April. April 2020, I had quite a productive time. I made quite a lot of ragdolls. We were in lockdown and I was feeling very creative. So here are some of the other dolls I made. There's this one here. I think I have named a lot of them, but unfortunately I can't find all their names. I did keep a, I've got like a scrapbook I've done with all the different rag dolls I've made. So actually in April I made the Isle of Wight girls, and which I will come to next, I think, but I'll show these ones first. But as you can see, I've made quite a few different dolls. So anyway, these are some of the dolls I made in 2020 in April. And we have this girl. She's got her top is actually reversible, so she can wear it either way. She's got her little heart on her chest. She hasn't got unders on at the moment. And then there's this little doll. I made her with, you can just see she's got patterns on the green. I don't know if it can show up very well. I want to just try something different. She's got green legs. She has got undies on. And then we've got this girl here. Again, these aprons are all fully reversible. Now this lady is called, oh gosh, she does have a name. I will have to think of that and hopefully remember it before this is finished. I've got this girl here. I've used all sorts of things. This one, for example, I crocheted her hair. This one has felt hair. This one has wool hair from some wool I got while I was in New Zealand. We have this one. She's also got felt hair. Again, her apron is fully reversible. And she's very colourful. She loves flowers, as you can see. They've all got their little shoes on. This is wool that was given to me by Shirley in New Zealand. You can see the little footwear. Okay, now this girl does have a name. Let's see if I can find her name in my little book. Nope, it's probably on my iPad somewhere. Something to do with daisies, I think. I'll pause it for now and see if I can find her name. Ah yes, her name is Daisy Spring. She was made in spring and she's an earth child. She loves the nature and outdoors. I also made a little tiny rag doll for my neighbour and gave that to her, and I also made two others that another neighbour I gave to another neighbour, and I made one that I sent to my friend Charlene, who has Journeys with Jericho and Juliet on Instagram, who's taking part in the postcard swaps. Right, on to the next lot. Okay, this little girl is called Amelia Amberella, and I'm especially pleased with her. I went to a lot of effort with her. I made her some jewellery. She's got earrings and a necklace. She's got a little felt jacket. She's got her apron, and it's got embroidery around the edges. Her dress, she's got a dress on, she's got her bloomers on, and coming down her bottom a bit, she has striped legs, striped stockings, as you can see. Oh. and that is Amelia Amberella. Then we have Howard Hawthorne, I think his name is. I'll find him. Mr. Howard Hawthorne. Now he is a keen gardener and he spends as much time in his garden as possible. He has some tools that are especially for him, and he has a little red bucket, spade, hoe and rake, and he has a little leather belt. And then his, well, I guess you could call it love interest is Miss Edie Brooks, who, yes, she does look a little bit stern, but when she's in her blue outfit, she doesn't look quite so scary. But she's basically the tiny ragdoll village needed someone who would brook no nonsense, and while still having a loving heart. And this is Miss Edie Brooks, and she was just the person. But she does have a blue dress and a little blue apron that she normally wears, but she's still wearing this from October. Okay, now this is Clipper. She has a whole wardrobe all of her own. She is named Clipper because she was dyed, her muslin that I made her body with was dyed with Clipper tea bags. And so that is her. As I say, she has a whole little wardrobe all of her own. Okay, and then some of the other dolls I have left over are these. I have one called Fuchsia Fairweather, and I can't quite remember which one she is now. Through my book, I think I sort of didn't ever get round to quite finishing my book, which was a bit silly. Oh, this one is Miss Fuchsia Fairweather. There we go. So that's Fuchsia Fairweather. And she's got red shoes on. She has got little white unders. Quite a few. When I can, I make them matching underwear, but otherwise they have white panties on, or undercrackers. So this one's made with some of the wool I got in New Zealand. It's sort of very silky. I think it's probably Angora. There's another one. She's got felt here. And got another lady here. And another one here. And one here. So there we go. Those are my tiny rag dolls. I did make a cat from a similar pattern, and I also did a swap with a friend in America. She made me one and I made her one, and this is the lovely little girl she made me, Petunia, and she came with a lovely little box of wardrobe, and I've got the recordings in my little scrapbook. This is the doll I made her. That's the doll I made her. And she called her Nancy White. And there's the clothing I made here. It was a mix and match wardrobe. There's some other accessories. Made a little cup with tea in it. So yeah, that's my different dolls I've made over the last couple of years. I didn't make any in 2021, and maybe I'll make some more in 2020. We'll just have to see. So I hope you've enjoyed this village of tiny rag dolls. As you can see, they kept me busy. They helped me get through some difficult times. The New Zealand girls helped me get through the stress of my my dad being in hospital and then having to, you know, look after him for a while when he got back. Normally I go over there and my dad and I spend, you know, some really good quality time together, and I visit my mum in the rest home. My mum has very severe Alzheimer's, but unfortunately, as I say, my dad had this quite bad accident, and he was he was unlucky in that he had the accident, but he was lucky that he survived it. Somebody crossed over a median barrier and hit him head on as he was coming down the hill, and he was only in a tiny car and she was in a big car. It kind of looked a bit like she had not very good intent, and I can't ever remember what the outcome was, but she was taken to court. But he survived and he's okay, which is the main thing. I'm just sorry I have missed seeing him for the last, 3 years now. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing my tiny rag dolls. 3 of them are actually, I've got up for, they're sort of my 3 that I have either got for sale or they will be going to new homes. I think they were, I can't remember which 3 they were now. As I was undoing those bags, I took 3 out and they've all been jumbled in. But anyway, I'll have to sort through them. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you another time. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done already, and feel free to share my video with somebody else if you'd like to. Okay, thanks. Bye. Have a great day.